Salams and welcome. I don't know if you're a fan of Egyptology. I am always fascinated by Pharaoh. Now, we're living in South Africa, and in North Africa, in Egypt, is the land of the pyramids and the pharaohs. And the pharaoh is mentioned in the Quran, the Quran says clearly we will preserve his body, right? When the pharaoh was chasing Moses and the Israelites as they crossed the Red Sea. Now, very famously, the very famous pharaoh or the tomb that is discovered in Egyptology history is that of Tutankhamun or Tutankhamun, and that was in about 1922. And just today, there's a groundbreaking discovery happening in Egypt and worldwide news. So if you're a fan of Egyptology, then listen to this headline news, and I'll just go through some of this amazing news story that I'm going to share with you. The first pharaoh's tomb found in Egypt since Tutankhamun. I used to say Tutankhamun, but some of the Egyptologists say that it's pronounced as Tutankhamun or Tutankhamun, right? Egyptologists have discovered the first tomb of a pharaoh since Tutankhamun was discovered more than a century ago. And this is the tomb of King Thutmose II. It was the last undiscovered royal tomb of the 18th Egyptian dynasty. A British team located in the western valley of the Theban necropolis near the city of Luxor. Researchers had thought that the burial chambers of the 18th dynasty pharaohs were more closer to the Valley of the Kings, so that's why they were surprised to find it here. The crew found it associated with the resting place of a royal woman, but when they got to the burial chamber, they found it decorated, immensely beautifully decorated, which is a sign of a pharaoh. And I quote, the field researcher named as Dr. Piers Litherland says, part of the ceiling was still intact, a blue painted ceiling. Now imagine this is 3,000 years ago. Absolutely amazing. A blue painted ceiling with yellow stars on it, and blue painted ceilings with yellow stars are only found in the tomb of a king. And furthermore, the research scientist says the emotion of getting into these things is just one of the extraordinary bewilderment, because when you come across something like this, you're not expecting to find it's emotionally extremely turbulent. When I came out, my wife was waiting for me outside, and the only thing I could do was burst into tears. Absolutely amazing. So it meant years and years of effort in finding it, and then that is when they found it, right? But the mummified remains of Thutmose II were found 2 centuries ago, 200 years ago, but then the original burial site was lost to antiquity, and that is now, it was this amazing discovery, and you find all this rock face, and it's actually just a mountain, beige brown mountain, and they've carved a huge hole into that and to find this amazing tomb. So Thutmose II was an ancestor of Tutankhamun, whose reign is believed to have been from about 1493 to 1479 BC. And Tutankhamun's tomb was found by British archaeologists in the year 1922. Now, Thutmose II, whose tomb was found today, is best known for being the husband of Queen Hatshepsut, regarded as one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs and one of the few female pharaohs or kings who ruled in her own right. There was a large staircase and a very large descending corridor, which of the tomb suggested magnificent grandeur befitting a king or a pharaoh. It took us a very long time to get through all of that. It was only after crawling through a 10-meter passageway, 32 feet of rock, and a small 40-centimeter gap at the top that we got into the burial chamber itself. Right, so these people, they worked many, many years. The discovery of the tomb caps off more than 12 years of work by the joint team from the Dr. Litherland's New Kingdom Research Foundation and Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Antiquity. So let me know your thoughts. Are you into Egyptology itself? I know when I was young, when I was small, I used to love reading the stories of the pharaohs and the tombs, and there were so many movies made, like The Mummy and like so many, like the curse of the fair and curse of the mummy or the curse of the tomb, don't go there. And we see so many like detective movies when you open the burial chamber and some gas or the fungi come and people die from the poison. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm always fascinated with Egyptology. Stay well, look out. Let me know your thoughts. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah. But it's absolutely amazing. Thousands of years ago, the world was totally different. There were pharaohs and there were kings and there were emperors and places made of gold. Imagine they could use gold in those days. I always amazed, and I get amazed that how did they find? They go deep in the mines and dig out gold, and they knew how to mold the gold, how to melt it, and how to smelt it, and how to make different designs out of it. Absolutely amazing. So human beings are very, very amazing creatures. Absolutely amazing. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.